All right, we're here with
Sally Newman.
And
Tate Bennett.
And your film in Get Smart was?
We shot the film Vitrified, Changes of My Mind.
And you are?
Vitrified, the actor, I guess. It's just
awesome.
Yeah.
How did this story come to you?
Last year when they offered the theme of mirror, I instantly went to kaleidoscopes. As a young girl, I loved the imagery and the magic behind how a kaleidoscope worked. So it just made sense to me to bring that in somehow. And then it got me thinking, a kaleidoscope or a mirror ball, those things don't work without light. And that was a really quick segue into mental health, that when we're feeling that we're in this place of darkness, we just need that one moment of light to see things in a completely different way. I had seen Tate a few times on stage and knew of his presence, and he did a voiceover for me, audition once, and I went, I know what film I want you for, and I reached out to Tate and cast him as the lead for this one.
How did you find the process? You know, this is your first film you've done?
No, well, first film for the WA mate.
Oh,
that's
yeah?
for sure.
So how would you find the acting experience?
It was such an incredible experience because we were just sort of like thrown into this like couple of hours of chaos, but Sally had such a great idea of like what you wanted to accomplish, which I think is like the most important thing, like regardless of how prepared that you can be, you know, when it comes to scripting and lighting and sound and all this sort of stuff. If you don't have like the clear idea of where you want to go and how you want people to view and feel this movie, you know, that's the thing, that the essence of art, you know, it sounds, you know, pretty wanky, but it's it's that attempts to try and make, you know, people feel one way or another, regardless of what it is, whether it's to laugh or cry or feel anything within themselves. It's to, you know, really bring that out in the eye of the audience. So having that clear idea of what you wanted to accomplish was just like the first thing of like, yes, I can trust you 100%, and regardless of what happens, let's just bloody do it. Yeah.
Can I add to that?
Of
when
course.
You're asking about how it works and the filming with smartphones, and I think you used the word chaos, which I love.
Yeah.
I think unlike traditional filmmaking where you have massive crews, and I'm talking massive crews, the cost involved with that, the cost of rigging and location site fees and all of those things, I think with this particular component of the film festival we are shooting on smartphones, even Holiday mentioned it, Mirror mentioned it, a few of the films in this year's festival mentioned that they almost went in unscripted. Because you have this availability, because you haven't got the constraints of budget and time and location fees to go, let's just work with what feels good and trust each other in that moment. As you said, as long as that foundation is there and the director can give you that foundation, the phone filming allows you to be so much more flexible with the way you film and create that chaos in the moment and feeling a little bit more natural with that.
Nah, 100%. Like, I loved all those stories for all those films. And like all of them shot on the phone, but still didn't draw you apart, you know, that viewing experience didn't change. Did you have any, you know, ones that were your favourite from today that really resonated with you?
For me, I really loved Mirror. I think I mentioned that on stage, that I just love the fact that something we quite often get caught up, especially in film, where it's the big sequence and the big epic and the bigger the better, and I think sometimes we can have such a massive impact on our audience in the smallest amount of time, on the smallest of screens. So Mirror did that for me, and I loved the obvious candid nature of Holiday, where they didn't go in with a script and it was just like, it doesn't matter if we run this over the next month 100 times because there's no cost involved. It's the conversation, the story, and the phone, and that's what I love about that raw essence of that kind of filmmaking.
Yeah, you've got that endless creativity, nothing
Absolutely.
to stop you.
There's nothing to stop you. We have to be out of here because it's costing us $10,000
exactly.
today to have a couple of line managers and a runner.
What about you? Did you have a favourite one that resonated with you or just had fun with?
Yeah, look, once again, Mirror was just absolutely, it was fantastic because it was exactly that. It gave so much emotion in such a short time, and it was a clear intent of what was happening, and like there's a whole bunch of people that are very, very, you know, relatable, and there was a lot of fantastic like comedies, you know, just in there. It was great to see like some diversity and a little bit of sci-fi as well, you know, so it was great to see just like the differentials between everybody taking this one idea and just forming so many different things. They were all just fantastic. It was just great.
Can I expect to see you guys again next year?
Absolutely.
I love it. You too?
Oh, go on. All right, I guess.
Yeah, go on,
yes, it's like, am I filming next year or am I going to act in something? Yeah. And can I just say, so do a shout out to my company if I can.
Of course,
First
of
Line
course.
Productions is something that I'm passionate about. It is a platform. We're just a company that finds platforms, whether that be film or theatre or book publishing. And my role in that is to be the stepping stone between passion and creation. Because we walk away from these things sometimes as an audience member and go, oh, I want to make a film. I've got a great idea. I've got a story. Or like, oh, I want to be on stage and act after you've seen a theatre show. Just do it. My advice is grab your phone or grab your notepad and pen and just start sharing your story, because one day you'll do something that will literally change the life of an audience member.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for your time. I loved the interviews.
Thank
Loved
you.
your film.
Thank
Thanks, Ethan. Thank you.
Thank you guys.